Hello everyone, my name is Monika. It's a pleasure to see you. Sorry, I will butcher the language and probably all the important words I should say, but I started from ground zero. I'm an accountant, and everyday life I'm pushing all the factors, VAT, taxes and so on. And one day I realized that there are other tools to push a lot of data than Excel, and that was my ground zero. So it's very easy actually, and this is what I'm going to tell you. But at first I want to welcome women, which are very few. Hello, hi, I'm so happy that you're here. And how many of you have already heard or used machine learning? Can you raise your hands? Oh, quite a lot actually. That's that's not very good for me, but but that's okay. Well, I started from ground zero, and I felt like this guy jumping into deep water. Actually, I didn't know at first what am I doing at all. I thought, okay, there will be lines and exercises, and I will do them, and that's how it goes, right? So let's get on with it. And are there any women, I want to ask you, are there any women who do the machine learning work at this point? No. Yeah, that's what I thought so. Because I was looking for, when I started to get interesting in this area, I was like, okay, I need a woman so I will feel better. I'm not that stupid and all, but are you? Hi. Hello. I couldn't find in Białystok, sorry. Then after I think 2 months, I realized that there are women who do the big data, but they don't really program in machine learning, nothing like that. Okay. So, sorry? Thank you. Okay. The first priority, I think, to interest people in this language is to realize how useful is. How do you think? Oh, I shouldn't ask you because most of you know already that we use it more than we think. I mean, we think that we can use this language in everyday basis like 2, 3 or 4 times, and actually right now we use it multiple times and without even realizing that we are doing it right? So it chooses the advertisements we see, it chooses the language we use, it tells us what to do and where to go in the internet. So actually it's everywhere, and most of people, I mean normal people, not you, sorry, doesn't really know that they are using it, and how many informations and data are stuck in internet about their personality, preferences, or maybe even, I don't know, character, and so on. After I realized what kind of subject this is, I really changed my mind. I mean, at first I was just, okay, it's another language, I will do the exercise, as I told you. And then I realized that this is really interesting. This is everywhere, and actually it is a future. That's true, what they write in those books. And okay, let's get on with it. Let's do something interesting. But the main barrier, I think, when you start to learn something like that and you don't know nothing, because you people are programmers, right? So you know on daily basis you know how the languages work. For me, an accountant, it's like, what is this? And pushing just enter is stressing most of the times. So I felt like the first icon, create. What do you mean create? What should I do? What should I push? And I was very afraid. So please, when you teach someone, do not push him, because people are lost in this concept that they have to change everything they think from the beginning. Right? For me, it was like, the most complicated tool I used before it was calculator. So actually, when I started to program, I was blind, without any clue what I'm doing, right? And it's very important to find someone at the beginning that you can share it. A mentor, and I think in every work you need a mentor who will give you the path how to, go on with it. And connect. What does it mean? I meant that when you have one tool and you watch, all the tutorials in YouTube, and then, you choose your path, right? It's not right. You should use multiple tools. You should watch everything you can. You should read all the blogs you can. You should write to people. You should ask questions, and so on. I'm talking especially to women, because I know they don't do that. Because we always think, oh, it's better not to show that we are incapable or something like that. So don't do this. And what is interesting in machine learning, that you have experiences. The data are some kind of observations, right? So when you start to program, you realize how much data is around you, you can use to learn. And experience. What about experience? You can choose what factors from your everyday experiences you can put into actually what you're doing right now. It's very exciting when you start to learn something that was a blur to you, and then you can see that, okay, I can use it to do this, and make a soup with it, and so on. That's very exciting. It was for me. At first, of course, you feel like this guy on top, Mr. Bean, because what you create is complete failure, and I won't lie to you, it's not easy. You have to do your work. There's no chance that in 1 month someone will do it even in a good way. It's a really hard work. So you create something, create a model, you can create a piece of software which is good, but the rest will be terrible, and probably you'll do nothing with it, and it will fail before even you will start to use it. Okay, at first, when I started to learn it, I was shown by different tools, right? And there were some flowers, which actually offended me, because I thought that, okay, flowers? It's because I'm a girl, or what? I was angry, actually. And then in the next one there were apple and oranges. I think I had to make a difference, right? So make my software to distinguish. And I was angry again, so I thought, okay, I'll be ambitious. I'll write something that will choose, is it woman or man, male or female, from a picture. So I started, and I realized how hard it is, and because, as you can imagine, it's not easy to prioritize what factors actually decide what do you see. Do you see a woman or a male? Sorry. And there are many ups and downs in this, because if you think that you have a factor that will distinguish for sure, right? Why one main factor, you're wrong. Again, because when you have orange and apple, you can choose, I don't know, color of pixel or shape, right? Or something different. And with male and female, as you can see, it's not very easy. It's not about hair and anything. And I understood how much work do people do when you're trying to put some code in, push it through, right? It took me a while to do that, what I wanted, and it was a struggle. I was supposed to tell you what is types of machine learning, but I don't think I need to, because most of you are doing it. So just a few things for people who didn't actually touch the subject yet. We have 3 types: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforced. And the thing is, the supervised, you have your rules, you put it in, and it's like with playing in a game. There are 3 types of people who play games. One, there will be, he will take a piece of rules and he will read it by heart. Then he will look at the people who already play and say, okay, now I can play. The second type will just look at the people who play and play along. And the third type, sit down straight to the game and just play. And this is exactly what is happening here. So you have one type. When you put on the strict rules, you program, you choose a model, you train it in a controlled environment, and you push it through with data. And that's how it goes. And the second one, you can have without rules, but already labeled data, and by them, he knows what to do then, right? And the third one, it's a complete bush of data without label, without patterns, anything, and he will give you the best output you can imagine. And okay, so actually I already told that, right? But what is important for me, the first priority, and I think the hardest thing when I started to learn this was to understand what is a factor, a classifier, how to choose the best factor for my model, how to train my model, how to choose the best model, which for the method, what I want to accomplish. And I didn't want to accomplish flowers and oranges. So the beginnings were really not really my favorite time. And then you create and started to write learning algorithms. And the thing is, when you do it right, actually, you can put labeled data. You can have regressions, and you can really use it to do some science, or have a soup, or anything you want, actually. The struggle starts when you don't have prepared examples. So in the first type, you use the tools they told you in a tutorial. So you have prepared examples, they're already labeled. That's very convenient, for me it was. Then they told you to use this model, to write this and this, put it like that, and it just works. That's lovely. But when you want to do something else, and you don't have labeled examples, it's a real struggle, because you just don't know what to do. I mean, you people are programmers, I was accountant, so I was looking at this data and was like, oh my god, what I should do right now? I mean, I have no one to tell me you should do this, or you should choose this pattern, or something like that. And I was lost. But the beauty of this subject is you don't have to have always labeled data. There are algorithms which will learn priorities from just, a bush. That was so amazing to me that I failed all the time, so don't even imagine, you can't even imagine how hard it was for me, because in accountant world everything has to, you know, match up. And in your world, people, I don't know how you live, or how you sleep. I mean, everything's just disorder. It was terrible. I was tortured by data. I couldn't sleep, eat. I was angry. How can I, you know, push it through? And a failure was my middle name for a long time. But with kindness of you people, I mean programmers, I get on with it and fail again and again and again, and then it started to, you know, have some light, so I could put some unlabeled data and have some regressions, have some patterns, and understand what I'm actually doing, and how can I use it, right? In even in accounting, in my research, which I'm doing. And I changed most of the topics I was doing, actually. So, and I started to play with it. It was very interesting, actually, that I can make my friends surprised by telling them what kind of preferences they have in many different... I can't tell you the story, sorry. But, you know, the subject. Okay, first thing was, of course, games. It was very funny to give them feedback, like what they should do in what kind of some kind of, you know, games. But the most interesting was for my friends, because most of them are girls, because all of them are accountants, that what kind of men do they like? Because most of people think that if they have preferences, right? I don't know, long legs, blonde hair, black hair, and so on, and the same with women. But my research showed that it's not what they say, actually, that they prefer different patterns they think they do. It was very funny at first, but it gives a lot of, I don't know, excitement, I guess. Because we all think that we know what we want. Not really. After what I did with machine learning, I realized that I have to talk with myself. Okay. The first thing first, you need, when you start to learn this, you need someone who is really good at this. Because you can have lots of bumps, lots of failures, and you know, it's not about holding your hand and saying, okay, it's nothing. No, it's about someone who will tell you you're doing it wrong here, here, and here. Because at the beginning, it's really very hard to, you know what kind of mistakes are you making, what is wrong with your approach, why the model is not working, why the data is unprepared in a rightful way, and so on. And well, the first problem which was for me the huge wall, I think, was the usage of one tool. Okay, people know the Jupyter, right? And it's so easy and so on for you. The thing is, when you're not really programmer, you don't see the difference. I didn't see the difference here. And for me, the code was looking the same, the numbers were the same. Why the output is different? And it took me very long time to tell the difference, to see how should I change things and shape them the way I want to, not the program. Okay, and the next step was the wonder of classifier. Well, one of the first things I did, it was from metrology, and it was a massive data, so three-dimensional, so the drawing is by hand, as you can see. Why is by hand? It's because I couldn't show you as I wanted to. It's loads of three-dimensional data, the size of, I don't really know how to explain it, parts in machines, something like that. So it's three-dimensional, so you have to map it on a two-dimensional, and then you have something like the second one. The observation is very long way from the model you are using. So what you need in that kind of experiments is a person who knows what to do with this, and I had that kind of person, and the main problem was the classifier, right? So again, finding the pattern or finding the factor that will decide how your research goes. And actually, I think that's all what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Monika. So, has anyone just started with machine learning from you? Present. Okay, just started. Same. So, can you match your experience with the same as Monika experienced recently, or not yet? You're not so advanced.
Have you started with flowers? Seriously? Oh God. Okay. Change the tutorial.
Bumpy road.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions to Monika?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, did you ever apply this? Did you ever apply any machine learning to what you do as an accountant, or nothing?
Well, as an accountant, I think not yet, because my skills are where I think this is ground zero, this is the bottom, and I'm here, because as much as I learn, I can see that how deep down I am. So yeah, sorry, but now at least I can understand, right, the output, and I can interpret the data. I can see the differences between what I'm getting at, and I see massive usage in future.
Okay. Some people say it's worth to know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, any more questions? Okay, so probably you want to discuss something else during after party. So thank you, Monika.
Thank you very much.